Lisa here, always on Liberty. What would you do if you were on vacation or as a full-time RVer or on the road or even international travel, and during your trip or your excursions, you lost your wallet? Well, I'm going to tell you what happened to us. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. We are in sunny Lake Havasu at Cattail Cove State Park Campground, and I went on a solo hike to do this video. So first of all, I apologize if there's a little wind noise. Can't argue with nature on that one, and it's the life of being a amateur videographer and YouTuber. But anyway, if you happen to see any animals lurking behind me, please tell me so I can run in and oh wait, we don't want to do that either. Anyway, back to our video. We spent Christmas and a few days with our friends Audrey and Shane in Southern California. They live in the beautiful mountains. It's absolutely spectacular there. Who would think that California had those, but we were lucky enough to see them. Anyway, we had a lovely time, spent 4 or 5 days with them. It was time to get ready to go. We were headed to Quartzsite, Arizona to spend New Year's Eve with 300 of our nomad friends. So it was time to go. Well, we're packing up the RV and I'm getting all my things together. Dan's getting all the outside things together, and I start looking for my wallet. Nowhere to be found. Now, that presents a problem because it had my driver's license in it, which I have to drive the motorhome, and Dan had to drive the Jeep because we were disconnected. We don't have our tow situation yet. Anyway, so I was a little panicky. I asked Audrey and Shane if they could kind of check the cushions of their sofa, the dining room table, just in case I had accidentally taken it off and put it there. Well, it was not found, but we had to get on the road because we had plans. We made reservations, all that. So we got on the road and made our way to Quartzsite. When we got to Quartzsite, I decided that maybe we need to do some things to avoid identity theft and credit and bank fraud. Being on the road, it just kind of was like unnerving because you just can't have it mailed to you. So we're going to tell you what we did and what we didn't do and the reasons why. And then at the end of this video, we're going to give you tips and how you can avoid this happening, and you know, so you don't experience what we did, because let me tell you, I don't ever want to go through this again. Well, the minute we found my wallet was missing, we instantly started watching our text messages, because we're through USAA, our debit card and our credit card, and we have set up our account where if there's any activity of purchases, withdrawals, anything like that, that they would instantly show up and we would be notified. We also have like a fraud alert with USAA, which I'm really thankful for, that if there's something of question, USAA will notify us, and we have to verify that that purchase or withdrawal was actually by us. So here's what we did. Not necessarily the right thing, but it's what we had to do, considering the circumstances, where we were, and how long we were going to be in different places. So like I said, I had my driver's license, my military ID, credit card, debit card. I also had membership cards for like our fuel, and also my chiropractor, as well as I did have about $100 in cash. So first thing I did is I retraced my steps. I literally tore the inside of our mini moho apart, checking everything from the cockpit to the dining area, under cushions, in compartments and cabinets, and I pretty much looked inside out. Well, we didn't find it. So second thing I did is, you know what? Let's make phone calls to the places where I had been when I knew I had that wallet. I called the Cracker Barrel that we stayed at the night before and had a meal, and I did a little shopping in there, and asked their lost and found if they could check. No go. So then I also called the fuel station. I did have a receipt in our pocket that had the name, address, and phone number of the fuel station. No go. And then right before we got to Shane and Audrey's, we stopped at a rest stop in Southern California on the west side of El Centro to stretch our legs and take a potty break. And I called them, no go. So now I'm panicking. I don't know where it is. And Dan and I sat down and we discussed how we were going to proceed from there. Well, our steps are going to be a little bit different than our tips. And I'm not saying that our steps were right. It's what worked for us. We're not saying that we recommend you do what we did. So what those steps were, we did not notify USAA immediately because, first of all, I am a person of faith, and I really did think someone would come forward with it. The other thing is, we didn't want to shut off our credit card and our debit card because that's how we get our money. We wouldn't have been able to get fuel and, any incidentals we need on the road. So that was probably the biggest thing. And number two, we were so mobile at this point, only 4 days here, 4 days there, 4 days there, that we would not have had enough time to get those documents sent to us, a new credit card and a new debit card. So was it the right thing we did? I don't know. After that, we did get online, and my driver's license is through the state of Pennsylvania. We're Pennsylvania residents, and I renewed it. It cost me about $35, and you got to do what you got to do. I printed it out, put it in my wallet, my new wallet, and hope for the best that I would not get pulled over and that little printed piece of paper be in question. The next thing I had to do was we had to go to a military post or base and get me a new ID card. We were going to go to Luke Air Force Base, which is near Phoenix. So I logged on their website, saw what I needed to get. However, it was still during the holiday season and they weren't going to open till January 7th. And that wasn't really going to work for us because I had medical appointments, and basically that's my insurance card. That's what gets me on military posts and bases. So we had to look into going elsewhere, which we did. We went to the Marine Corps Air Station in Yuma. Well, I gathered my documents. We drove there in our Jeep, only to be turned around and told no, because we did not have the right documents. And I'm thinking, really? I had my passport with me, which was current. I had a expired driver's license that I was handed when I got my new driver's license. Had a little punch hole, but it had my picture on it. And I also had my expired carried concealed permit on top of my current carried concealed permit. The old one had my picture, the new one from Arizona did not. So Anyway, I thought I had ample documentation for the process to get me a new ID card, and well, that didn't work. I left angry, in tears. It was not a good day for us. We went back to a court site and had to rethink our strategies. During that time, we were talking in the Jeep, and I said, well, Dan, once we get to court site, I will call the credit card USA and get new cards issued. We'll have to stay in one place for a couple more days so we could get that mail. And then we would get my social security card and birth certificate and take my passport and go forward to get a new military ID, which were the proper documents. So my bad, I didn't pay attention to the military website that those were the documents needed. So here we are. None of those documents. We're on our way back, and I get a text message from Audrey. There is a happy ending. They found it. Now, this is a funny story because I really can't remember laying my wallet down, and I'll show you the wallet in a minute and then maybe you'll understand. But when we arrived at the base of Shane and Audrey's road, we called Shane and said, we're here, and he's going to drive down with their car and take us up to give a dry run to see if we felt comfortable taking the mini moho up there. It is very hilly, rocky, twisties, a couple hairpin turns. We're dodging little washes, so we needed to do that. So why I took my wallet off and put it down is way beyond me, but it happened. So let me show you the wallet. I bought this I bought this at a flea market, and you know what they say, flea market stuff is flea market stuff. But anyway, I fell in love with it because it clips on your pants, and I wear leggings a lot that don't have pockets, and I don't want to go, you know, just day to day carrying a purse or whatever. And this was perfect because it held my cell phone and my license and cards. So you can see, maybe this is why I took it off to sit down in the car. So we told you what we did, and like I said, it's not right or wrong, it's what worked for us. So the right thing to do, because it is time sensitive, we'll give you those tips. First, you need to get online and renew your driver's license, because of course in what we do, we drive. So you know, and some states aren't very friendly if you don't have your license on you. So let's get that driver's license renewed immediately. Most of them will have you log in. If you've not already created an account, log into your state Department of Transportation and go forth with that. And oh, by the way, you're going to need a credit card because you got to buy a new one. So that was another reason why we did not stop our credit card immediately, as we knew we had to pay for that. Next, you want to contact your financial institution. Contact your credit card company and your banking to put a hold on those accounts and get new cards reissued. So that way, if there are any fraudulent charges on those cards, hopefully your bank will see that you didn't make those transactions, and you won't be responsible for them. Like I said, we held off thinking someone was going to come forward or the wallet would appear. It did work out for us in the end, but we really don't recommend you do that for a reason of you could be literally taken to the bank. So then if those of you with a military ID, Make sure you read the fine print on the website of the military post you're going to get your new replacement card. They require 2 picture IDs, but if you don't have a picture ID, you'll need your passport, driver's license if you do have one, and a birth certificate and social security card. So make sure, don't take my word for just those articles. There are some other ones that the DoD will accept. Just make sure you read the fine print and you know exactly what you're supposed to bring. Then a friend of mine who is a banker in Nebraska, hi Lindsay, she had recommended that we immediately call the 3 credit agencies. There's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. And you're going to want to log on to their separate websites, set up an account, and put what you call a security freeze. Here's the caveat on that. If you know that you're going to be making a major purchase or a large purchase in the near future, you want to be really, really careful with that, because if you have to release it, it's going to take some time. Though it doesn't affect your credit rating, it could affect your ability to procure credit immediately. So like I said, you can release those security freezes, but know that it's going to take some time. And you can have a security freeze placed on your credit for as long as you want. Then if you are, if you know the proximity of where you lost your wallet or you think it got stolen, we highly recommend you contact the local law enforcement and file a police report. That way, if there were a person or persons who somehow acquired your wallet, whether picking it up or taking from you, their devious behavior will be found and prosecuted and all that. So now you know the rest of the story. We did have a happy ending. Wallet is found. All my documents were in there. I want to thank Audrey's mom, who kindly sent those priority second day per my request to our friends in Buckeye. So when Dan went for another appointment, he could pick my wallet up. So thank you, Cecilia. I really appreciate it. And Audrey and Shane, who were great hosts and made our Christmas holiday enjoyable, relaxing. And oh, by the way, I'm going to show some pictures right here. We actually experienced our first snowfall with our mini moho, but also since we launched into RVing back in 2014, and it was nice to wake up with that. 8 hours later, it was all gone, which we appreciated too, and didn't impede our travels. So anyway, as a commercial that we see on TV, what's in your wallet? Well, there you go. So we hope this never happens to you or on the road, whether you're on vacation, RVing, or even a small road trip, international. Those are our tips, and we hope that works for you. So we want to thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We hope that you visit our channel again regularly, because we're going to be putting out some pretty cool stuff. So I closed with this. Underway is the only way. Bye.